What's up, YouTube? Another episode from Heart and Hustle Printing right here. Do a quick video. I always say quick video, but it never turns out quick because I try to go in depth. So whenever someone has a question later on, I can always point them in the right direction. This video is for one of my subscribers who's having trouble with font. So I'm going to put together a video for them and hopefully it helps them out. If anybody else has any problems or anything else that they're looking to do that they can't figure out what to do, let me know and together we could try to figure it out. I've been talking to my subscriber for a while, back and forth. She's had questions. I try to help her out and most of the time it's been helping her. So if anybody else has any questions, let me know. I'm doing a video for a subscriber who's having some trouble with some font. I'm going to show her how I cut my font. I'm going to show her how to set the pressure, how to set the speed on her cutter. I'm going to show everybody where I get my font from and where and how to install it into either Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, or LXI. Also, I'm going to be showing you how to weld letters together. Something simple, but if you're a beginner at this and you don't know what welding letters are, then you're going to be like, oh, what is that? It's not this right here. You're not actually welding the letters together, but you're just, I'll show you when I get into it and what the difference is between when you weld them and you don't weld them. I'm also going to show you how to do a cutout. This is a really cool thing to do with font, and you can add a picture in there and cut it out and then put it back, and it looks like whatever picture you put in there goes with the font. It actually looks pretty cool. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to do the font. I'm going to show you how to install the font after you download it, and then I'm going to show you the speed and the pressure. So let's get into this video. Alright, Heart and Hustle, welcome back. Let's go ahead and get into this video. So if you come up here to this left hand corner, you're going to see the letter T. If you see there's a little arrow on there. If you hold down, when there's an arrow on any of these things over here, if you hold it down, it's going to give you more options. So for this option right here, it gives you the text, the straight across text, the arc text, the path text, the vertical text, and the vertical path text. All right, so I'm going to show you the difference. So here's the first one, which is going to be just the straight across. We'll just put Heart and Hustle. So that's the first one, all right? Let me see. So as you saw when I was typing, it was going backwards because it was in Design Central. Right here it was set to center, so I'm just going to hit it back so that it goes from left to right. So that's the first one. That's the first one right there. Just regular straight across text, right? Let's delete that one. Delete it. Now we're going to go to the arc text, right? So the arc text is going to show you a circle. And then again in Design Central, when you have Design Central open, it shows, if you look right here, it shows the different ways you could do it. So right now we're writing on top of the circle. You can click this one here, and it'll take the text to the bottom of the circle. See that right there? So now it's on the bottom. And then there's a AB that is lined in between. I'm just going to show you when you write, it's just going to spell out Heart and Hustle. Here we go. Right, so as you can see, that's how I did it. And then it's, as you can see, it's like canted to the side. So you just come up here, double click. If you double click these squares here, they're going to change to arrows. Now they're arrows, right? So now you're no longer resizing it, but you can spin it. Okay, so the corner ones will spin it, and then the inside ones will slant it. All right, so those will slant it. The up and down, we'll do that there. All right, so we're just gonna stick with this one. All right, so how do you get rid of the arrows? Just click anywhere, it'll go away. Click it again, the squares come back. Then you can resize it to whatever size you need. All right. Then with Design Central, you can go in there and change it up to however you want. Whatever you want to do with it. You could space it out, bring it back in, move them closer. Whatever you want to do. There's all these arrows out here. You can use the arrows. You can use what's on there. Change each individual letter. It's endless options on here, so just get in there, mess with it for that one, right? All right, so that's the arc tool. So let's go back, delete this one, and from here I'm going to skip the path tool and the vertical path tool. I'll show you those in a minute. I'm going to go to just the vertical tool. So we're just going to do it again. Alright, so we got it there. Went bigger than the paper. So we're going to zoom out a little bit. Resize it into the paper. Alright, so that's how that one works. Simple, you can stretch it out, whatever you want to do. So that's that one if you're trying to do a vertical text. Alright, let's get rid of that one. Alright, so now I got to load up a image. Let me grab this heart right here. Yeah, we'll just do the heart. Drop it in there. Gonna resize it. Alright, so here's how this one works. Next one we're gonna do is the path tool. So if you're like, let me just write on here. You have to know where you're going to write. If you click it, it's going to tell you need to click on a path or a figure with a single outline. Alright, so what that means is, if you look right now, it has a square a cross. You're looking for the line for the text. So as you move it along, you're going to see it change. So it's a cross, it's a single bar, and it's a cross. So if you come back to here, you're able to type, and what it's going to do is it's going to follow. It's going to follow whatever you're writing. So if you want to write something all the way around it, there, that's how that would look. All right. Cool thing to do right there. And then, so that one is the path text tool. So let's delete that one and go to the vertical path text tool. So this one. Same thing with this one. You have to wait until you find that line. The plus and the plus, it's going to give you an error or tell you what you need to do. So again, click on it, and now it's going to write on the inside of it. Let's see. Yeah, so it's just going to write on the inside like that. There's something you wanted to write on the design. Right, so those are the simple ways to do a text right there. With the 5 options that you have that are in the LXI Expert. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you where I get fonts from. So if you look at my fonts right here, let me just write something here. Highlight it. If you come to the Design Central, so you come here and then you like, let me actually write something. So alright, so I wrote Heart and Hustle in there. Highlight it, because okay, say you don't highlight it, right, and you're looking at the different fonts that you have. You're like, oh, I like Heartbreaker, and then you switch it to Heartbreaker. It's not going to switch the font. So what you have to do is highlight the font, highlight your font, and then when you come here, it's actually going to show you what you wrote down, what it actually looked like. So when you get to Heartbreaker, you're like, oh, I like that. And when you click it, it's going to change it. Then once you change it, to resize it and delete that. Alright. So there's that font right there. But, so yeah, once again, highlight your font, and then go in there and change it. So find the font that you like, and it'll change it to whatever you want. Alright? So that's that. All right, so now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where I get my font. All right, there's the font space and the font.com. That's the one I always use, so I'm just going to stick with that one. There's some other ones out there, but that's the one I use. So I'm going to show you. We'll go here, just go to Google. There it is. It's the one I always use right there. So the font, and I'm going to show you how to install it. All right, so in the font, you have all these right here. You have fancy, you have foreign look, techno, bitmap, gothic, basic, script, dingbats, holiday. So there's a whole bunch of fonts on here. So if you wanted something old school, say old school, you click the word old school and it'll take you there. These can actually be some fonts that you use for sports, something with sports, you know, because they have tails on them. Let's pick a font and then we'll work with that one, and I'll show you how to weld it, the difference between welding it and not welding it. So we'll go with wannabes. I don't think I have that one. So you come here, you download it. It's gonna download it. I always save as. I have a folder for fonts right here. Open my fonts. And then I just save it to here. I save it here. All right. Save it. Save. All right. Now let's open the folder. Sorry, I'm moving it because it's on the bottom of my computer here. So let's open this folder up. All right. So you have to have a WinRAR, and I'll put a link in there in the description so that you could download it. So once you have it here, what I like to do is I like to put it in put it in its own folder so that it doesn't spread it out everywhere. So folder, put it inside of there, and then I'm going to right click it, extract files here, so it's going to put them in the folder, and there it is. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the one with the little A. You can see, I'll zoom into it, make it large. Here it is right here. So you're going to look for this one, and then you're going to right click it and you're going to hit install. So it's installed. So you're going to notice when you go back to LXI, or if you look down here in the bottom left hand corner in your toolbar, it's going to show it flashing. When it's flashing, this is what it's going to tell you. A list of available fonts has been changed. Do you want to reload the fonts? And hit yes. So now that you've done that, you've installed it. That easy, right? Then you can just come back over here if you want to save space. If you don't have enough space on your computer, you can always come back over here and just delete it. All right, and it's gone. I usually save the files. So if I'm like, man, what did I download? And I don't remember what I downloaded. I just come back here and look at it. But we're gonna go back in here and we're gonna get the one that I just downloaded. Wrong one. So we're gonna type out. Let me just look for this. Go to Design Central and go to wannabes. So here it is right here, wannabe personal use. And then we'll just type out Hard and Hustle like always. Alright. So we resize it. And here's how it looks, alright? So this is where I'm going to show you about the welding part. Alright. So first I'm going to cut this right here. Let me turn on my cutter. I brought my cutter down here with me. On to my, here's some white and some black. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on here. I told you to get one of these. These are good for like scrap pieces like this. So what I would do, just grab it, stick it on here. So remember, when you're doing a sticker, you're gonna want the shiny side up and the paper part to the actual back, because you're gonna cut the actual sticker part, right? So just stick that on there. It's on. So we're gonna do one here. I'm just gonna make this a little bit smaller. Alright, so if you look at this right here, right now, the Hard and Hustle that I wrote out here, I'm going to close out 9 Central. So if you look at this, you're going to see, when I click the word, you're going to see the red outline. So if you look at the red outline, you're going to see in the A, in the R, in the T, and so on, a red line in each one. That's because they're individual letters. So they're going to cut individual. So I'm going to show you what will happen if you cut it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send this over to the cutter. Let it load. And then here I'm going to be doing, close that up. So here I'm going to be doing a sticker. So I'm not going to flip it like I did the last time. I'm just going to leave it just like that. And I'm going to, oh yeah, let me show you this. So here's a speed right here. See if it'll, alright, so my speed is 125 and my pressure is 170. So the pressure is actually going to be the pressure that this is going down, and the speed is going to be this roller right here, how fast it spins back and forth. Alright, so let's go ahead and send it over there and get it cut. Let me pull this out. Okay, now I got it pulled out. Let me show you what it did. So if you look, see if I can get it to focus. So if you look at the E and the A, you're gonna see the E is cut into the A, the R is cut into the T, the A is cut into the R. Right here, where this one is at, this funky looking circle arrow, if you hold it down, there's another group of things you could do here with your letters, right? So remember the arrow, more options. Hold it down. So there's a first one's going to be a weld by color, cutout, remove overlap, common, and exclude. So this is one that I use a lot. So if you want to, you can hold it down, and then you can drag it and put it wherever you want. You could put it here. Then when you're done with it, hit the X. I always keep it up here on top because it's one that I use a lot. So I'll put it back up here where I usually keep it. Alright, so I got it there, right? So now I'm going to show you, when I hit this weld button, all those red lines on the inside are going to go away. Gone. So now when I cut this, the whole word heart is going to be together. And is going to be together, and hustle is going to be together. So let me cut that piece. All right, so this one finished cutting. Let me take off where we did it. So here's the word, take it out. All right, so now, as you can see, it should be all together. So if I pull, I didn't bring any transfer tape down with me, but I'm going to show you. When you pull it, the whole piece comes off together now. So the whole heart came, everything that was stuck together is going to come off together. Like the word and. If you look at the word and, it's all together. It's coming off all together. See that? That's what I mean by welding it. The T and the TLE wasn't connected to the S, so those three are its own letter by themselves. Alright, so that's how you weld them together. That's simple. That's easy. Just get in there and mess with it. Have gaps in between there because the vinyl will shrink when you melt it onto the garment or the shirt. All right. So the next one I'm going to show you, the last one I'm going to show you right here, is going to be a cutout. So let's do that. And you always want to use thick letters when you do this. So we're going to go, I downloaded, got a picture. We'll do this one right here. I already turned it into a SVG file, so I don't have to worry about that. What did I do with them? Oh, here they are here. So I have a cheerleader one and a flexing one. So we'll do this. We'll do the cheerleader one. So we'll put the cheerleader into here. Where'd she go? There she is. All right. So we got the cheerleader in there. I want to see. Remember, we got to remove this box right here, because if not, if you put a word in there, it's going to try to cut this box, and if your word is bigger than the box, you're going to be you're going to mess it up. So Control U will ungroup it, find it, hit the delete button. Now you just have the cheerleader highlighter, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to write my daughter's name, Trinity, all caps, Trinity, highlight it, come here, find the font that you want to use, and I'm going to use this one. You want to use big letters. Alright, so we got the letters together, and then I want to get them a little bit closer. To move the letters in and out, you come up here to the A, and then if you look right here, you're going to see AB 0%, and as you click it, they're going to get closer together. I don't want them that close, but I want them a little bit closer. So we'll go, that'll work. Alright, so now I want to change the color of the font. How do I change the color? So what I do is I come down here and I click on whatever color I want to use. So I'm going to use fuchsia. Use fuchsia, click it. So right now, if you look, it has a paint brush or a paint roller. If I let it go right now, it's going to do the background. So I want to put it back to white. I want the letters to be fuchsia. Drop it in there. All right. And then we're going to change the cheerleader to sky blue. And then we're going to drop it on her. All right. So now we're going to put the cheerleader into here, right? And as of right now, as you can see, the cheerleader, you can't see her. So how do you change that? Well, let me show you. Click on the cheerleader. If not, click on the word. Either way, it's going to work the same way. Right click it, come down to order, and you want to move it to the back. When you move it to the back, now the cheerleader's in the front. Same thing with her. Come down to order. Oh, my bad. Same thing with her. Come down to order. Move to back. Now she's in the back. Control Z. She's back in the front. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm going to copy it. Control C. Control V. I'm going to move it out of the way. I'm going to hold it there for a second. So now I'm going to show you up here. So what we're going to use right here is we are going to use common. So what it's going to do is it's going to take out the common. I don't know what that means, but it just takes it out, all right? So it looks all jacked up, but let me show you here in a minute what it's going to do. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this one out of the way. This is why I made a copy of the other one. So now I'm going to take this one, I'm going to bring it back over here, right? And now I'm going to do a cutout, all right? So this one right here is a cutout. Now you see the cheerleader is gone, all right? So now when I come back and I put her back into this, you're going to see that it all falls back into place. So what I just did right there was I hit this magnifying glass right here that says zoom into selected. And you can see it's off a little bit. So once you get it to right there, use your arrow keys to line it up. Excuse me. Use your arrow keys to line it up. And now when you zoom out, you're going to see that it fits in there perfect. So that's one way to do it. The bad thing about doing it this way is whenever you iron it, like always, the heat transfer vinyl is going to shrink. So when it shrinks, you're going to see the shirt underneath this. And it might be less over here and more over here. You never know. It depends on how you line it up. So an easy fix for this is to, let me show you. Let me go back to the beginning. Control Z. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is back to here again. Now that I'm here, I'm going to click on just the cheerleader by itself, right? With the cheerleader clicked, I'm going to come to effects. And I'm going to do a contour cut, which is going to put an outline around the cheerleader so that whenever you put the cheerleader back in there, you're going to be able to see the shirt underneath it, but it's going to be purposely done. If you leave it like the first way I showed you and you mess it up, it's going to look funky, you know what I mean? So we'll just do a contour cut, come under effects, contour cut, and then you'll see it right there. You're going to see the outline of it. So then you can resize it to whatever size you want. Let's zoom in so we can see how it looks. So we'll go like right there. Alright, hit the check mark. You're going to see the cutout, right? So now this is where you want to highlight the whole thing. And now cut her out. Cut her out of there. Grab your other cheerleader. Put her in there. Alright? Let me show you. Now we're going to hit this zoom to selected. Click on the cheerleader with your arrow keys, put her into place. And now you're going to see what I'm talking about. The last one, she was right up on the words. This one, there's a gap, that space that we put in between it. So we purposely did that. The other one, we didn't. If it would have came out funky, we didn't purposely do it. And if you have a customer who's picky with their stuff and they're like, oh, this looks messed up, then you have to redo it. So if you do a contour cut, it's good, right? So we're going to zoom out of this. So say we're putting this on a black shirt, you'll be able to see so again, hit the black, look for the roller, drop it in, right? And now you can see, oh, I moved it a little bit. Hit the arrow, put it back. All right, so now you'll see how it would look with the black outline. All right, so I'm not going to cut this one, but that's how it looks. All right, I ran out of room on my phone, so I'm back. But like I'm saying right now, like what I was going to say was, you can't see the black outline on the word right now, but you can always change that whenever you do the effect over here and you do your contour cut. I made it small. You can always make it bigger. The bigger you want it, the smaller you want it, however you want to do it, it's all up to you. All right, so I hope that answers some of your questions that you had about the font. I showed you the difference between a welding the font and not welding the font. I showed you how to do a cutout, and then how to do the comment, how to delete the comment, put it to the side, and then bring it back, do a contour cut, and then put it into the word and make it look actually pretty cool. So whenever you do put it on a shirt, or you make a sticker for a vehicle or a sticker for a window, it'll be a pretty cool effect. All right. I hope that answered some of y'all's questions, or some of your questions. If there's anything else that you need, let me know, and I'll try to knock it out for you. Thanks for staying tuned. Thanks for the subscribers. If you like what you saw, hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment down below if there's anything that you need to know. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I'm not big, but I don't care. I'm just here trying to learn this. I put my stuff on YouTube for other people to help me, and I can help other people in the same way I'm getting help. So I appreciate everybody, and until next time, this is Heart and Hustle Printing, Peace out.